This episode is powered by Mod 42. Their modular approach represents the future of data center infrastructure. By combining innovation, design with cutting-edge technology, they deliver scalable, efficient, and sustainable solutions that transforms how businesses deploy and manage their computing resources. Welcome to Beyond the Megawatt. I'm Valerie Crafton, Risk and Site Strategist. I'm joined by my co-host, Mara Irvin, reuse expert and real estate visionary. Together, we are the Data Center Darlings. We're spotlighting the voices and ideas powering digital infrastructure's future. Let's dive in and go beyond the megawatt. I'm here with my sponsor, Chris.
Yes.
Chris, tell us all about who you are and who you're with.
My name's Chris Promo. I'm the CEO of Mod 42. We're a modular data center builder.
Fantastic. Yeah. Is this your first event with YOTTA?
Yes, it is my first event with YOTTA, and it's awesome.
Right.
I love it.
Now, you've gone to a lot of other events. How does this one stand out to you?
It's up there. I really enjoyed it. They do this one-on-one meeting. It was awesome. We got to really get some high quality leads, and then we presented in the innovation stage, and that was a lot of fun as well. So,
fantastic!
Yeah,
fantastic.
So far really good.
Would you say that George has done a great job of bringing the full ecosystem together?
Absolutely. I mean, it was just the extent of knowledge here. He's really covered everything. I got to meet him yesterday. Behind stage when we were doing the great guy.
Yeah.
I told him how impressive it was, and from what I heard, next year is going to be even bigger.
Oh, wow.
So we will be here.
That's fantastic. I think what really stood out to me was the Shark Tank. Giving everybody a chance to really talk. I mean, you nailed it too. You did a great presentation. Yeah. Giving everybody a chance to go up there and just really share their innovative ideas and how we're solving some of the biggest pain points in the industry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a really great experience, and I appreciate the feedback. I was very nervous about you guys. It was literally Shark Tank style, like the Oscars. So if you didn't meet 7 minutes, they would turn your mic off and turn so I had practiced all weekend, and then so when I nailed it, we were just under 7 minutes. I was just happy that happened.
Oh my goodness.
At the end, I wasn't even sure if I said all the things I wanted to, but I was less than 7 minutes, so that was fine.
I felt like you got your message across perfectly. You did a great job, and I think you were probably the very few that actually came in under the end of their time.
Didn't get their mic turned off.
Get their mic turned off, which was really fun, actually, and funny.
Makes perfect.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Beyond the Megawatt. I'm here with Nancy Novak, trailblazer in our industry with Compass Data Centers. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to be here and share with us. Now, you have been to both events 2 years in a row for YOTTA.
Yep.
Do you think that George has done a great job this year bringing that ecosystem together?
I do. It's phenomenal. I cannot believe how much I've learned just since I've been here. And as you know, I feel like I go to a lot of things, and YOTTA has really had a holistic view on the ecosystem in the digital infrastructure industry, and also looking towards the future, which is what I love, that whole space, the whole space thing, and we are looking towards the future. And I think this is probably one of the first events that is really trying to do that more than other events, talking about new things, different things, and we don't see it on the corner.
So one of the things they have talked about is data centers in space. How realistic is that to you?
I think it's very realistic, honestly. I mean, it's application is everything, right? So, but there will be a time and place for that. And I'm a big space nut because I helped build the Dallas 5 program for Lockheed, and so I love space. Yes. And I think that the way we live here on Earth and the way we think about things has a lot to do with our exploration of space. So I see it as a huge possibility.
Now, why would we even want to do that? Why would we want to build in space? What's the attraction?
Well, I mean, I think what a lot of folks don't understand is the way we study Earth and the way we study, the way we do science, the way we do innovation is by exploring and going to places like space. So, I would like to use the term like, Grandpa's new hip or Nancy's new shoulder as an example, as a result of space exploration, okay? So if you really put it together, it's not about like this or that, it's about having that.
That's what we were talking to some people, like when they go inside the security.
So what are we not talking enough about so far? I do go to a lot of events. So what are we not talking about?
I really feel strongly about this. I think we need to start talking about having more relational and less transactional agreements amongst ourselves in this ecosystem. The silos are holding us back.
Yeah, we've been,
and the lack of trust as a result of that is holding us back.
It doesn't need to be
there's
like
enough for everybody, and there's so many things that we have to go accomplish. The pace is so critical. We have to keep the pace up. Huge consequences for not doing that. And if we don't work together, if we have more of a relational way of doing business with the entire ecosystem, we will definitely suffer with that. And so I like the Compass likes the close couple partnership relations, and it does help us get runway to people to invest in R&D, to be committed, to see around the corner more than they ever have in the past. Because this industry is ever changing. And the exponential rate of change is not going to slow down. The slowest we're going to go is right here, right? So when you think about that, you have to think about the fact that these relationships and how we are in the same boat, striving for the same goals, are going to make all the difference in the world. I think we need to talk more about that.
100%. So you heard it here first. If we're not partnering and coming together as a full ecosystem, we're not going to move together into the future. Thank you so much for being here on the other end of the web. I really appreciate it.
all right,
All right, you have another guest in our podcast booth, David Paul.
Hey everybody.
Hey, how's the show so far?
Unbelievable. I could not believe that I was so successful in the Form Your Own Punk Rock Band contest.
Oh,
Crushed it.
okay, so what is different about YOTTA?
I mean, there's so many things. One of the things, like I have great affection for the various types of events that we participate in, especially if we're talking about data centers and the ancillary things to data centers. Because I believe data centers lead to human flourishing, right? They are the epitome of innovation and efficiency. They've changed how we do healthcare, how we do education, how we do banking.
And the energy market and the data center market.
All of these things coming together, right?
They're all
And
yours.
coincidentally, the energy market is having a conversation, 2 buildings up. So what I love about the event, besides the fact that it's the George Rockett and crew always puts on a world-class event, is that there is so much opportunity to go either into really deep in a wide variety of topics, from whether it's compute or operations or data center proper or energy, but also where you can stay shallow. You can bounce across several instead of going deep in any one. And then the speakers here, generally speaking, make themselves available. And that's uncommon, right? To be able to step to the side before or after, and they linger for a few days. They don't just fly in and fly out.
And I think that's the excitement of the conference too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's a great energy. I love the expo hall. You don't normally find an expo hall that's this diverse. I personally am here because it also attracts some of the brightest people that are comfortable with agreeably disagreeing on stage with their peers. And so many times when you hear these conversations that confront each other in a respectful way, but it lets us as iron sharpens iron, and then that leads to another conversation away from the scene at a table where these frenemies are really kind of making the sausage. And that's what we're all here for. What's successful? What should we not be doing? What should we double down on? How do we build relationships? At the end of the day, this isn't just about disseminating information. It's about connecting in community and building a relationship.
thank you all for joining us with David. He also has his own podcast.
Yeah, the podcast, the
So-
TTS Experience.
Yeah, so check them out on LinkedIn. And
Yep. And all the places.
yeah.
Thanks for letting us join you today.
All right, thank you.
Tell us who you are and who you're with.
My name's Al McCabe. I'm with Mod 42. We build modular data centers.
Fantastic. Have you been to YOTTA before?
This is my first show at YOTTA. Quite an interesting experience.
And what do you think so far? Do you think we've brought the entire ecosystem together here successfully?
Yes, I think so. In a micro way.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more out there that they could do, but for the most part, yeah, there's a good representation of every part of the data center operation.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What are we not talking about enough?
I think part of what I'd like to see more would be more on the power side, like the generation side.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of our largest problems in the industry, for sure.
Yeah,
It's huge.
we're as a country, we're far behind on that, and that's going to hurt us in the future. So we really need to get on our horse and get this stuff done.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking a few
You're
minutes to be on Beyond the Megawatt
Sure.
and coming out to YOTTA. It's nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Cheers.
Hi, we have a special guest in our booth here at YOTTA. Tell us who you are.
Lori Garland, C&D Technologies.
And she has our mascot already with her.
I was a little worried that everybody was scattered throughout the city and we wouldn't have as much opportunity to actually meet, network, see how we can support each other's success. And the opposite has been true. It's been fantastic.
I'm Rachel Rosenfeld. I'm with Norton Rose Fulbright. We are an AmLaw 200 firm, top 20 in gross revenue with a tier 1 energy practice, and I'm a project finance lawyer working in the data center space.
I love it. So what do you think about this event?
This event is very cool. You have some of the forefront companies here talking about what they do, also some of the major players. We are learning what's going on in the market right now, something that I could not have done just at home trying to use ChatGPT to find out, and the insights are incredible.
Love it. Now, have you been to other events?
No, this is my first data center event.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm usually at renewable energy conferences or other energy conferences. My background is in renewables and energy and infrastructure, so I'm excited and I'm looking forward to going to others.
Love it.
I'm here with Julie. Julie, share me through your web. I work with Meta. Fantastic. And is this your first event at YOTTA?
It is not. It's my second event at YOTTA.
Now, do you think George has done a really great job of bringing the entire ecosystem together this year?
I do. I've really enjoyed a lot of the speakers. It's been very inspiring.
What stands out to you with this event compared to others?
You know, this event, it seems like we're a little bit more focused on a common issue, which is power. You know, that seems to be the biggest common issue.
What should we talk more about?
I think the mechanical systems and their impact on power and carbon, for me, is a big thing.
Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to go beyond the megawatt and beyond the podcast.
Thank you.
Hello, we have another special guest, a dear friend of mine, Kathy No. She is now eligible on the market for a job. Tell us a little bit about the conference. What do you think?
I think the greatest thing about the conference for me is I'm learning this industry, and I've just had the opportunity to meet incredible people. The podcast helps me just network.
Yeah.
You guys are great about making sure that I meet the right people, I get to see the right people, and this has been a great opportunity for me just to collaborate and learn as I'm trying to figure out what my next steps are.
I love
This
it.
has been a great way to collaborate.
I love it. We're going to tag her in this episode when it drops. Reach out if you want to connect with her. She knows how to build data centers. Kind of a thing that we need right now. So,
Thank you for having me. I am Marina Gardner. I'm with the aviation board. I'm the executive director.
We can do it for tier.
Now, how long have you been in the
These
industry?
more natural gas. But
Ballpark,
generators
5
here.
years.
Compared to other conferences, what really stands out to you most?
I think it's the mix of the kind of fun and the engagement that you get to have with colleagues and friends, as well
Great.
as all
I'll
of the
send you
learning.
some
It is that kind of leaning into the Vegas vibe, and yet walk away with a lot of really concrete details of what's going on in the market.
My name is Joe Amara. I'm the president of Joe Amara Executive Search. We specialize in recruiting senior executives as well as technical staff for power generation and digital infrastructure companies, as well as long-haul transmission. I've been in the industry for 18 years. We're based out of Chicago and Miami. and I have been at this conference now just this afternoon, and it's very impressive.
Wow, is this your first event or were you here last year?
This is my first event. My first, is it pronounced YOTTA or YOTTA?
I mean, that is the biggest debate, right?
Yeah, it is,
YOTTA,
isn't it?
YOTTA, tomato,
I kind of
tomato.
like YOTTA, to be honest with you, but I don't know, maybe because I like Star Wars, I'm not really sure. But yeah, you know, it's been a very exciting event. I've heard a lot of people talk about power, how to power your data centers, how many gigawatts it's going to take, how to be efficient. And I think, you know, our value add is that we're experts at utility scale power generation on the gigawatt scale, which I think is what's really important, right? The majority of our clients are building out, you know, gigawatt solar, gigawatt storage, wind, as well as thermal assets. We just got done working with a multinational IPP focused on building out thermal specifically for data centers. So it's a really exciting time, I think, in the entire industry.
It really is. I mean, we're getting a lot of new folks to the industry, which is great.
It is.
Varying backgrounds.
Yeah.
And you're one of them.
I'm one of
and
them.
you're addressing one of the biggest pain points we have, which is labor.
Yes.
And we've got to really start thinking differently about how we recruit.
It is. Recruiting is difficult. Granted, we only do the C-suite and the VP level types of roles, but I think just there's always a deficit of technical talent, no matter the level of the role. It doesn't matter if it's a single contributor role or the head of EPC. STEM positions have been hard to fill for my entire 18 years of doing this, and they're going to continue. It's only going to get worse, right? The candidate pool is shrinking by the minute. Why? Because the demand is growing. The demand not only from power generation itself, but from the digital infrastructure growth as well.
Interesting.
And so all of that STEM-focused type of knowledge is in high demand right now and very hard to recruit for.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes. It was very nice
Very
meeting
nice meeting you as well.
you. Are.
I'm Laura Schmidt. I'm with the Celestica Services team.
What does Celestica Services do?
So Celestica as a whole, we're a major OEM. We've been servicing and building data center hardware, whether it's storage or networking capability for most of the hyperscalers, and now we're trying to bring more to everybody else. So we're kind of the largest company everybody's probably never heard of, unless you're one of the top hyperscalers.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is probably a really good place to be then for you
Absolutely.
guys. Have you been to other data center conferences?
Yes.
What do you think about this one?
It's
to the others?
It's great. It's
cooler.
Yeah.
It's got a cool vibe.
It's got a cool tech vibe for sure. This is our first year, but we've renewed for next year, so we'll be back.
So tell us a little bit about the services that you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. So from integration to while things are in life, we've got advanced exchange, 24/7 help desk support directly to engineers, not to a help desk person. We've got 48-hour parts exchange. We've got end-of-life circularity and sustainability metrics and ITAD type stuff. So we can do turnkey from the beginning to the end and have the latest and greatest in your data center.
And these new chips, we're seeing a lot of new innovation, new technology.
We are on the cutting edge. I'll put it this way: if the Googles and the Metas and the AWSs and the Dells of the world want to use us, I promise we are involved in those.
I love it.
I'm Curtis Purvell. I am the global head of liquid cooling for worldwide solution provider Bridge.
Do you think they've brought the ecosystem together well?
Yes, I think there is a representation of what I like to call both sides of the data center, the white space and the gray area.
Sure.
And so there's folks from all over that are here that can finally start to talk and collaborate. Because I think out in the real world, both sides live in their own little bubbles and they don't always talk.
The silo struggle is real, for sure. Yes, 100%. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your insight, introducing who you are, and being on Beyond the Megawatt.
My pleasure.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So my name is George Rockett. I'm National Business Development Director for Smith Architecture and Engineering.
Fantastic. How long have you been in the industry?
So I have been in the industry. I'm kind of a newbie to the industry as it goes. I've been in the industry for about 3 years. Not new to architecture and engineering, but new to the Dallas market itself.
Oh, fantastic. And we're doing a great job of bringing a lot of new people into our industry, which is really important right now. So have you been to many other conferences, and how does this one compare to those?
Sure. So I do. Of course, when you're a business developer, you go to a lot of different conferences. I think one of the things I noticed most about being here was that it was very focused. So the sessions are very focused. The individuals that are here are at different levels, which really makes the connections, I think, a lot more valuable. Not that there's not value in all connections, but I do think that because of the focus and the way that the conference kind of played out, that it made those connections easy to make.
I have a really special and extra cute little guest here today. Tell me who you are and who you're with. I meant the dog.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Well, that's Coffee. She's with me. My name is Dean Steiner. I work with Puppy Love as a puppy coach.
And why do we have puppies at the YOTTA?
Well, we do Puppy Love coordinates with local rescues, provide puppies to local conferences and other corporate wellness events to again raise awareness for the adoptions, the adoption agencies. They benefit from the arrangements, from the sponsors. It helps to socialize the pups, and people seem to enjoy it too.
Yeah, I certainly know that as soon as I started petting them, my mental health just got immediately better. Much better. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to share our cute little puppy here and the mission behind Puppy Love.
Yep, no problem. Happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Welcome to Beyond the Megawatt. I'm here with my friend Stacy. Stacy, thanks for joining us. Thank you. Tell everyone who you're with.
I'm Stacy with Engineering Excellence.
So tell me, has George done a great job of bringing the entire ecosystem together, and what stood out to you the most?
Yeah, so he's really elevated this in so many different ways. So a good example is the opportunity to go here with the smaller outbreak sections that are right here on the floor, so that people could see what's going on and stand and just listen to maybe 1 or 2 minutes of that. Whereas last year everything was like in smaller rooms, it was hard to get to. So I really think that he utilized the property better. I think that he brought more people together.
I mean, it's all about bringing people together through partnership. And so tell me, you go to a lot of events. How does this one compare to the rest?
As an up and coming, this one has gained a lot of traction. There's a lot more people here, new people too. That's the big thing. So, as I'm seeing familiar faces everywhere, and there's always somebody new standing there too.
I'm here with my friend Tracy. Tracy, tell us who you're with.
I'm with Stream Data Centers.
Fantastic. And tell us what you do there.
I'm chief of staff and I'm head of the project management.
So you are fully aware of our pain points in the industry around labor. Fully. Is this your first YOTTA?
It is.
What do you think so far?
I love it. It's been so much fun. It's super exciting. This year was really important for me to be here because I was super interested in the content, but I also wanted to support some of my friends who are having nominations in the awards show and get to meet new people because I heard that it was going to have a larger audience than last year, so I was excited. And so I came out, and it's been really great. It's been everything I hoped that it would be.
Yes. So it sounds like George has succeeded with bringing the full ecosystem together. Would you agree?
100%. Well done.
Really well done.
Well done.
What has stood out to you about this event compared to others?
Wow. So I've been to quite a few different conferences, but with this event, I was, one, surprised at how much it's grown in the course of 1 year, which let me know that people are really, attracted to what we have going on, not just in the expo hall, but the content and the speakers and the amount of knowledge that we're able to pull together at the same time. It's been a great environment, and seeing new faces and seeing old faces. And knowing that it's getting bigger and bigger, yeah, 100%.
It's so important because we all do need to come together to make this happen. This episode is brought to you by BCS Switchgear, where power meets precision. From obsolete breakers to the new 15 to 34.5 kV switchgear and low break switches, BCS delivers fast answers and custom engineered solutions that keep mission critical systems online. Welcome to Beyond the Megawatts. We're here with George Rockett here at YOTTA 2025. What are we going to talk about?
We are going to talk about bridging the tribes of digital infrastructure.
That was the goal. We met before this event.
We did.
And you said your goal was to bring the entire ecosystem together. Did you succeed?
We are only at the beginning of the journey because it's a little bit more difficult than I thought. Tribes, we get into the tribe thing. I use tribes because I think it's deeply anthropological what's been happening in our industry. Network people, compute people, data center people, energy people, they go to their own shows where people speak their own language and they love it. It validates them because they're talking with someone that gets them, right? And it allows people to shine. But they're only looking at their silo and down in their silo. But our problems are outside of this right now. And we need to bring people together. And we need to get some common language going on between them. Around all of this idea, AI's happened. And everyone just wants to talk about energy and data centers. But we wanted to achieve scale here. And I think scale starts bringing the people. So who's here? There's data center people here, but there's new data center people here. We've got these neo cloud players. Yep. They're not fully formed yet on what they are, what they're doing, but we just know they're a different bunch of people that weren't coming to our events, so we all knew.
And we've also seen how fast they can scale. It happens very quickly for them.
Absolutely, because they were working on something else and they've applied how they do things to this. It's incredible, right? So there's the neo cloud group, really interesting. We've got the energy players here today, right? Like lots of energy people, midstream gas people, people with piping technology, drilling technology, renewable people, battery storage people. We didn't see those people before. So they've kind of like felt we can come here, but we haven't got the compute and the network people. They're still not here. But I think with the scale that we're building now, I think now that's the next group of people.
I think we were getting ready for them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, becoming more important to them. Because the other vibe that I got a lot yesterday is we need to transform this industry and how things are manufactured. There's a number that stuck with me, and don't quote me on this number, but I'm being videoed, right? I was talking with one of our keynote speakers this morning, and we were joking about the data center industry's, got this huge problem. We've got to build 80 gigawatts of capacity. And he said, yeah, it's kind of like the aviation industry builds 40 gigawatts of engines every year. And we fly in these airplanes and no one dies and they're highly reliable. And that is, that there's a vertical integration there. There's something that's different, and lots of people here are talking about that manufacturing.
Yes.
So I think we need to bring manufacturing people here because they've got another language, right? I'm thinking next year, let's get the semi-fab people.
That's where true integration is happening, right?
We could learn a lot from that industry.
Yeah,
we can learn a lot.
And this is an exciting industry for them as well, right? So just think, we're always talking about chips and semiconductors, and we're competing for the energy that they want.
That's right.
And I don't think we know anything about them. I don't know anything about them. I want to know how their factories work. Why are they consuming this insane energy? How do they do it? They seem to be pumping stuff out at the end that's all identical and very high quality. So I think I got a vibe that maybe next year we need to go there, right? I think that's something that we need to bring in.
You know what stood out to me on day one, the first track? I started seeing a lot of policy folks talking about policy. And the folks who are driving the policy really are not as educated as they need to be. And here they are at this event, learning from us.
Educated in what way?
Getting educated from us, but in a way also educating in return from the panel.
What works, what doesn't work, what hasn't been working. We saw that show up in some of the panels too.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It's interesting. Another comment I picked up today. The energy industry, from the first energy plant to becoming regulated and the idea of a utility coming to fruition was about 35 years. The first commercial data center as we know it today was Exodus. It's about 1995. We're coming up into a similar gap. So maybe it's not anything to do with us. It's just how people get their head. It's how humans, again, anthropologically, how do we get our head around huge new ideas? And this build out, if we take it from that time to now, is a huge idea that nobody knew about, right? No one, they didn't know. Now, everybody's starting to know about it.
Right.
Going to get regulated.
That's better get
Policy
regulated.
coming, do you know what I mean?
That's right. And so I think there was a call to action to, start going to your community meetings, start writing letters, start helping educate, the industry so that they understand that as we move into these new territories and these new up and coming areas that they understand how to handle it. Because, here we're seeing it in Arizona, all these policies dropping and we're having to step up. And I know I've written my letters, but now we're moving into new areas like Minnesota, Wisconsin.
So, carrying on that riff just with policy and regulation, we've always been saying it's coming, but we never knew how. There's different places in the world where this is working out differently, but it looks like it's going to come through the energy world, right?
That's right.
That's where
We've had people show up here today. They've built energy plants for everybody else but the data center. So they're here. They're here at your conference, which has been great.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we lucked out a bit with RE Plus going on at the same time.
True, they're right down the street.
Yeah, everyone kind of goes, oh, was that on purpose? As if you can pick your date at any location. Yes, we said specifically that day. No, we lucked out, but it's drawn a really interesting audience here
Maybe
today.
next year we do a mixer with them.
Well, we won't have the date with them. It's luck.
That's true.
It's just luck. But we'll find out. We might get lucky with a huge manufacturing conference. I need to check out. Well, that's not a bad idea, right? Let's check out what else is in Vegas, because there's a lot of properties here for next year.
And create a little mixer around it and say, hey.
If there's any interested ones, say, come on over and see us. We want to meet you. That's a great idea.
Favorite moment this week?
This morning, I really enjoyed. Right, I was in the green room, and I'm there behind the stage, and I look to my left, and there's K.R. Sridhar, one of the greatest energy innovators, and to my right is Vijay, the head editor of climate from The Economist, and then sitting at the table is Kali Kavnes, and then there's Jigar Shah, and then Mark Mills walks in, and I was like,
it's happening.
I just thought, wow, what a bunch of people, right? And you get that caliber of people because we're in an exciting industry now. And that was the point of YOTTA, was we need to scale this baby right up and be serious to get the biggest names in. They want thousands of people, and we've got to get them there, because that's how we start being known around in policy and things like that, right?
Yep.
Industries need bigger platforms.
That's right.
And it's interesting, data center dynamics doesn't go away. It's still the number one red thing, but that was a platform based on the tribe.
Yep.
And it's really necessary for the tribe, because the complications of building this stuff are not going away, but we need that other conversation above.
Yeah.
And I think what drives, I counted something on the list, 250 CEOs here.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
3,400 people is like 26, 27% C-suite. They're people that didn't go to shows before.
That's right.
They were in the boardroom, and then they had C-1, C-2 going to shows. So it's all indicative, isn't it?
It is. It's really interesting. What I'm hearing a lot of people say more and more and more is partnership, partnership, partnership. No longer can we depend on the competitive bid. It's really about coming together.
What do we call it? Cooperatism?
Co-opetition.
Coopetition. Yeah.
But partnering sounds so much nicer.
It does.
It
But
does.
but I've also heard us have some really tough conversations this week, which I love. So you bring the people in, and we used to be able to talk and, hey, this is what feels good and this is what we'd like to do. But then we start thinking about, what do we actually have to do to break the rules a little to get the things done that we need to have. And I think that showed up this week.
I think in sustainability specifically, I mean, that was huge. I really came off the panels on sustainability alone, and what we can learn from even manufacturing, for example, around waste. I mean, it really stood out to me.
Yeah, that graphic that Charlie had
That's
up on
right,
the
from
screen.
Charlie
It was wild, because he said, hey, where do you think the most sustainability savings happen or occur? And we would have thought it was power, right? I'm trying to remember what all.
I wasn't there. I don't know. Should I give a guess?
There were shocking facts that came out of these panels. It was the tier 3 emissions, right?
It was the tier 3 emissions. You're right. That was it.
Yeah. Because we had to take a step back and say, all right, these are our product declarations, and these are the things that we're doing as we manufacture these things that have a lower carbon footprint.
You look at their sustainability report, and it's off the charts. And they admitted it really early because everyone's trying to get their head around it, right?
Yeah.
Copper gets dug out of the ground, right? We're consuming all of the copper. The interconnects and the data centers are consuming all of the copper.
We're going behind the curtains. You can't hide anymore.
You can't hide anymore. It's true. And I think one of the things that...
Boom, everything.
100%. And one of the things that really stood out to me the most was the fact that, you can have a sustainability idea and you think is driving a really great cause and it's saving us. But until you really break down all of the parts and pieces, that's what the part that really stood out to me. You end up finding that it's actually along the entire life cycle. You have to look at the entire life cycle and say, is it really saving anything? Is it truly doing as good as it says it's actually doing? Because when you go to the entire life cycle, then you actually discover it's not. So that was really stood out to me in the sustainability conversations.
What's amazing is nobody's really talking about the 95% of data centers that have already been built, that have already had the concrete poured, that already have the network going to it.
Well, they had to build them really fast, George. They didn't have time to think about it.
No, I know, but I mean, there's a huge fleet of data centers out there, and we're all talking about the biggest projects that are consuming everything, and we're not yet talking about all of those metro data centers, all of those things. So there's a lot of oxygen being taken out of the room by something that doesn't impact everybody, but it's what's getting us to this next stage, right?
Right.
But then when we look back, there's a huge amount of work to be done to get us back on track with this sustainability mentality. I don't think it's gone away. I think we're speaking just a bit less about it because it's about fast, now, because this is going to save the world.
Right.
We hope.
Well, we're seeing sustainability save some of our projects, right? Because we get into these sites where we just weren't planning to build a data hyperscale campus in this area, water scarcity, all these things. So now this innovation is actually helping us. It's saving our projects.
Yeah, but you walk around it. I spoke with somebody earlier. It's like water problem's not a water problem if you choose the right technologies, right? Yet the press is still banging on about data centers nicking everyone's water.
Right.
Everyone's gone waterless. It's like, so there's a lot of work to be done there, right? Because it's very difficult to compete with national press talking about something, but it's not true.
Right. and I think it's also really pushed the conversation about, bridging power as well and alternative power options and really putting more of a focus on it. Even if you can get power from the grid, you're not getting it anytime soon.
Yeah.
What's your bridging power until you get there?
Well, 12 months ago, and maybe even 6 months ago, a lot of our end users were still hyper focused on grid power. And so behind the meter was kind of like an afterthought.
Yep.
It might be something that we do, but now it's at the forefront of every project. Let's look at it. How can we work it? Does it help us bridge power? How is it bringing resiliency to the grid?
Is natural gas an option? Is the local environmental people going to have a problem with the emissions? Because, we're generators.
A lot of work to do,
right. It's
a
lot of things to think about because generators, a lot of times they're like, oh, that's your backup power. It's not your permanent power. So they don't get as excited around that one because it's emergency. It's, track it and so forth. I mean, some people put some restrictions in place, but Texas, for example, they're pretty flexible about it.
Yeah.
But if it's natural gas emissions, it's a different conversation. From a policy perspective.
Why do you need generators if you're doing that?
Why do you need generators?
Because we're caught on the old ideas.
They're using less and less generators
over there, right?
Yeah.
So what popped out at the event for you? Either like some new technology or some kind of like new idea that you weren't expecting.
That Shark Tank, that really stood out. Compared to other events, the Shark Tank was special. I felt like what a really cool idea to... I mean, not only was it fun to watch them sweat a little bit.
The poopy one. The poopy one.
I didn't see the poopy one.
I missed the poopy one.
AFC America with a gigawatt of cow
Oh,
of cow dung.
no
Is it dung?
way.
Do cows have dung?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have no idea.
I
Did
missed
you
that
not
one.
see this? Oh, I'm going to introduce you to the person over
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
Here we go.
it was so well done, and to watch them try to get in underneath the minutes, and then the music get louder and louder and louder until they're pretty much drowned out. But it was pretty good, and then to have the Shark Tank moment of those pressure questions and so forth from some of our leaders in the industry was super fun.
They were good questions.
They were great questions.
Last year was a bit lighter.
Yeah.
And a bit more.
This year they went
fun.
in
Yeah,
hard.
they went in.
They went hard. It was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I had never seen that before. Really stood out to me, for sure.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
Well, Rebecca Sousen, that we've got as the CEO for YOTTA, she's kind of like put on an outstanding event, and she's done big events with getting people together, and she's implemented all these tricks and things, and it's like really refreshing.
I love it.
A new way of engaging with the content.
So now that we have all these C-suites here showing up to this event, what about like a round table just for the C-suite guys next year?
Well, we're moving next year to Caesars Forum because there's more space, because we need to double this up, right?
Here we go.
Right?
Buckle up.
We need to double it up.
Yeah.
That's 7,000 people. Where are we going to get the people from? It's okay. We will find these people.
We will find them.
We will bring them in. But at Caesars, I think there's a lot of meeting going on here. And there we've got loads of rooms. So people can just have rooms and rooms and rooms, boardrooms, so people can talk to their supply chain. We just need to get efficient at meeting the right people quickly, right?
And I love how the expo was set up. You've got stages in here. It's really drawing the people into some of the, panels and so forth. It's rather than having it its own separate thing, it really kind of forces folks to kind of flow through and visit in here. And I have watched pretty much every hyperscaler walk by me.
I did hear one person say they walked by your little igloo, blow up igloos, and said, you know what would have been really cool is if we had like a hookah lounge in here. I don't know if we can do that in the house. But
it's Vegas. You can do anything.
I mean, they're smoking out on the Vegas slot machines, so why not?
But there was some resistance at the beginning, right? People going, "Oh, you're not going to do a show in Vegas. You're not going to do a show in Vegas. Go somewhere else." It's like, no, this city was set up to scale an event, and it's fun. I think people have got over it. There's cheap flights from everywhere. When we're at the Caesars Forum next year, there's 3 or 4 hotels attached to it as well. So like people with less budget can make it in, and it's going to get this big. I'm pushing Caesars Forum. I've never even been there.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of Seasons 4 and where we're going to be next year, let's wrap this up and talk about some sneak peeks on what's on your mind and what we might be able to expect next year.
Well, that's where we started. I think this fabrication side. So I built a program this year with this idea of synergistic problem solving. So instead of having a cooling track, you have a densification track, and you talk about densification in many ways. Right? And you can take that, you talk about efficiency in different ways, risk and resilience. It's a supply chain issue, it's a money issue. But people have a mindset around it, and it's challenging the mindset. So fabrication is an interesting mindset, isn't it? Because some people are going to walk in there going, this is about chip fabrication, and other people are going to go in about something else. And so I want to double down on that, because I think that's the big transformation over the next 5, 6, 7 years, is stop designing everything individually. Component parts are going to be coming out of factories. They're going to be put together quickly. How else are we going to have hundreds or thousands of inferencing sites in cities across the world? There is no way to do this without that. And that is a complete mindset shift for a whole industry of good people, right? So we need to start talking about that immediately, because it's going to change how everybody works. So yeah, that's what I'm going to start looking at right now when I leave. I'm going to go and talk to
maybe we do
people.
like a webinar series leading up to this to talk about some of these things, so that we can draw in and tailor one to manufacturing, tailor one to the industrial manufacturing. Just put some things out there just to kind of bring in some of those folks so that they can hear us and then want to come hang out with us.
I always use
Off-site
my
manufacturing,
jet
OSF.
engine analogy, right? All
Yep.
the time, right? We need to get the aviation industry here. You know? We're knocking out all of those engines so quick. It's like, well, how'd you do it? Right?
100%. There's so much to learn from other industries, right? That if we start bringing all of us together, I mean, I know a lot of them probably have a lot of sustainability programs that we can learn from.
Yeah, they are.
You know, from a supply chain perspective, right?
Totally,
Let's talk about why recreate the wheels. Someone's getting it right. Let's talk to people at Walmart. They seem to get it right. They've got great supply chain process.
Absolutely.
And then I start to think about, you know, from a supply chain thing, I start thinking about, you know, the folks who are, how, you know, supply chains become a big hot topic, right? And we think about tech transfer and how that's a big issue and how we're solving some of those problems. I'd love to hear something about that.
Okay. Well, we're going to noodle on this.
Yeah.
We're going to, you know, we'll have a post-event parlay and we'll download a bit of information. This year and the year before, it's like 9 months of talking with people.
Right.
And the real challenge with the program is everything's moving so fast. If you say exactly what somebody's going to talk about, it's out of date. So I started to have to focus on people that I knew could talk to anything, that were prepared to talk to anything, because it's, what are we going to be talking about today? You know, there was the energy sandbox announced yesterday as part of the AI energy plan by the Department of Energy. So we need people that can get on top of that and talk about it. Who knows where we're going to be next year? But we need to talk with people. And what always surfaces are words for me. I talk hours with a lot of different people, and there'll be this word that everyone's using. I'm like, what's that? What do they mean by that? And then generally shapes come out of that. So
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. Well, this has been fantastic. I have really enjoyed my time here at YOTTA. Have we decided if it's YOTTA or
YOTTA?
YOTTA.
I think you can own it how you want it. I mean, here you don't say water either. You say water.
Water.
Right. My daughter does a really funny one on this. She'll go. I spoke to her earlier today, and she goes, "Daddy, were they speaking English there first?" Yes. She goes, "Did they say the English that is YOTTA or YOTTA?" She does YOTTA like Harry Potter. It's very funny. I'll video her doing it, and that's.
I agree with her. I think she's right. YOTTA like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like YOTTA as well.
Is that the way to say it now?
There we
confront
go.
someone, no, it's YOTTA like Harry Potter.
Like Harry Potter.
I don't know if we can put that on a shirt, but I like it.
I like it. Well, thank you so much for
We
sitting
still
down.
have, and then we have the wine down tonight.
Oh, we have the wind down celebration tonight.
Or
That's
the
going to be a
wind up.
blast.
Whoa.
It's going to be a party.
Well,
The grand finale.
Yeah.
Out by the pool.
I hope I
Yeah.
can get there.
So somebody said there's a rave, and I was like, "How did I miss this? Where's the rave party?"
It's the pool.
That is
And
the party.
Oh,
that
it
is
is
the party.
the party.
It's in
Yes.
the pool. There's-
Yes.
yeah.
But I was told we weren't allowed to get in the pool. We can only stay on the side of the pool.
Rules are for breaking.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard you
Wow.
say.
You heard it here.
live from George Rockett himself.
You know, I went to-
Everybody's jumping in the pool.
I went to the pool on Sunday, and I went for a swim, but it wasn't a swimming pool. And there were 3 lifeguards on this small pool.
What?
And the water comes up to here. I was going, well, why on earth is that? Because everyone gets drunk, right?
Oh, wow.
Hey, I didn't congratulate you on
Oh,
your awesome prize winning last
thank
night.
you so
and the
much.
recognition from the industry. At
I
the
really
Iron Maiden
appreciate
The
it.
People's Award.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We called it the People's Choice Award, but that's MTV Awards. But yes, the People Award.
People Award.
Yes.
And Mara also won
the
Data
I-100.
Center-
iMasons one.
the
The
iMason 100.
iMasons 100.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of people were
I
celebrating.
am
this week.
100.
No, it's
Yeah, no, we got to get it right. You know,
We gotta get it
a
right.
lot of work goes
I am
into
100.
branding things
Yes,
and getting this
I
stuff
am
done. and
100.
then
That's
it's-
right. Well, it's fantastic. I can't wait to come back next year and see how much this has grown. 'cause
Well,
it's
apparently
going
it's
to.
getting bigger. So
It's getting-
it got
it's-
bigger
it's-
this year. It's
Yep,
getting bigger again next
7,000
year.
more people next year.
Yeah.
And we'll drop it next week on Beyond the Megawatt, hosted by your data center darlings.
Wonderful. I will be reposting that out there.
I love it.
Thank you very much for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity to talk with you about what we're doing here.
Yes, no,
Thank
it's
you.
exciting. We're excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. Thank you, George.
Thanks, George.
And thanks to the rest of the YOTTA team, too. Great job
Absolutely.
this year.
All of it.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Yes. Thank you.